Waifu tier list, a concept that is very original on YouTube, and in the year 2021, I am gonna be the first ever human on this platform to create one of these tier lists. I'm gonna be honest, I actually wanted to do a waifu tier list, but I just got lazy and instead created other sort of waifu videos, which I feel like could have been executed a little bit better. So instead of just doing that jumble mumble, I decided why not just do one fat, thick tier list where I cover like every waifu, like let's knock them out. And the way I decided to do this video is that I tweeted on Twitter, as you do on Twitter, and I tweeted asking for everyone's waifu. Just reply under the tweet and I'll be going over every single waifu in the replies. And not gonna lie, I expected worse. I mean, I only got 200 replies. I was expecting like 300 plus. I mean, although I think 200 is quite a large amount, but it's definitely not as bad as I expected. And for the most part, I actually do go over every single waifu in the replies. I mean, there have been a few replies that I looked at, I'm like, this is kind of odd, and I skipped. But generally speaking, I do go over a good 95 to 98% of the replies. And I suppose for next time I do any sort of interactive videos with like Twitter or whatever, you can follow me over at SomeMoeGaming on Twitter. I just had to get a nice, juicy, shameless plug-in at the beginning of this video. And for the longest time, I've been trying to like mix in some anime content, but it's been quite difficult recently because I'm gonna be honest, the seasonal anime that has been coming out has been pretty weak for the most part. I mean, yeah, that's a bold statement, but I suppose it's time we get into this video where it's gonna most likely lead you into unsubscribing to me, because I am now in the position where I will absolutely tear apart every single one of your goddamn waifus. I'm quite terrified actually. But remember guys, these are just 2D female characters. There is no need to riot in the comment section. Right? And let's not get things twisted. I think a more accurate term for waifu is female character appreciation, not actually trying to wife these female characters, right guys? I mean, I'm just trying to avoid jail here. But anyways, here we are with 126 waifus. Yeah, I did have 200 plus replies, but I mean, a lot of them were duplicates, I'm gonna be honest, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. That means you all have similar taste and all have good, decent I don't even know. I just dumped it all into one folder, and yeah, here we are. But now getting into the juices of this video, I suppose we could start off with our first questionable pick, Pikachu. I do not know in what world we would consider Pikachu a waifu. I'm sure you misread my tweet, and I didn't say give me your favorite Pokemon, but if I were to place this fucking rat anywhere on this tier list, it would be in the L tier. Or actually, you know what, let's rename it Trash Can tier. This was honestly an abomination for a waifu. All right, now bringing up our first Naruto character, because if I don't cover Naruto first, I'm sure everyone is gonna click off because on my Naruto channel for, yeah, I think. And our first Naruto waifu we have here is Tamari, which honestly, I do personally think she's underappreciated. Definitely one of the more slept on Honoichis in the Naruto world, and I definitely would drag her into A tier. Why? I feel like it. Toga from My Hero Academia. Honestly, I think this is a yandere done right. Gasai is usually the face of yanderes, and honestly, I don't think she's all that great. I'm gonna be honest here, and no one actually sent Gasai, which I'm quite surprised about. And I'm actually quite proud of you guys. You guys actually have decent taste. But Toga, I think she's a yandere done right, and honestly, well deserving of an A rank. Next is this purple-haired bitch from Monkey Happening, a very cultured anime, which if you don't know what the anime is about, it's about a guy with a harem. And yeah, that's about it. Honestly, if this is your top waifu, I am so very sorry, because across any hentai I've ever came across in my life, for the most part, female characters in those types of very wholesome anime tend to have no personality whatsoever. C tier. Anko from Naruto. In Boruto, man, has she let herself go. D tier. The bunny girl from Bunny Girl Senpai. Oh god, I am about to get canceled here. That is just not great. But overall, I thought the show was a solid watch, but a little bit on the overrated side. Definitely, I do think the bunny girl is best girl, because I mean, she really had no competition to begin with, and just because she wore a bunny suit, I'm gonna have to give her a B tier, because we believe in bunny suit supremacy. Okay, maid outfits, that's outdated. Get them shits out of my face. Megumi Kato from Saekano. And honestly, whoever suggested this, you deserve the biggest pat on the back, because that right there is superior taste, and you absolutely know what you want in life. That is glorious. S tier. But now on the other hand, we have people who don't have their lives together and believe Onodera is best girl in Nisekoi. That is an absolute basura, because there is only truly one objectively correct best girl in Nisekoi. Now I'm gonna be brutally honest, this one girl from Dr. Stone has a reason why she slept on, because absolutely no one cares. Now going back to the shitstorm we call waifu wars, we have Amelia, and for some apparent reason no one actually chose Rem or suggested Rem, which is quite a crazy feat, which honestly I'm not even mad about. But regardless, who is best girl between Emilia and Rem? Honestly, I'm gonna piss both parties off and say they're tied in C tier. Now, going back to my extreme bias of waifus, we now have Asuna, my queen. Call me trash all you want, but just know she's getting an S tier. Hinata Hyuga, which I'm gonna be honest, she's a bit overrated in my eyes. Sure, she gets with the main character, which plus points for that, I guess. But the only notable thing I could think of when it comes to Hinata is that she nearly sacrificed herself to pain. I think she was pretty standard C tier. Ren Tosaka, she has been my YouTube banner for I don't even know how long, and I'm gonna be honest, she's not even in my top 10 waifus, but she's a tsundere, A tier. Mio, from not Keion, but from the Testament of Sister New Devil, and honestly, she is going to Diru tier just like her anime. Lisa from JoJo's. I'm really sorry to all those JoJo fans, but I actually can't remember a single detail about her. D tier. This one chestnut-haired girl from Overflow, a very wholesome anime. I'm gonna be honest, Overflow, I liked it. It was a pretty solid watch. But like all wholesome anime, the girls tend to not have much personality. C tier. Futaba from Bunny Girl Senpai. Not to hurt anyone's feelings here, but I thought Futabu was worst girl. D tier. Akame from Akame Mega Kill. The anime may have been a disaster, but Akame, she was a pretty solid waifu. B tier. Nino Nakano. As you all know, I am a huge Quintessential quintuplets fan. So much of a fan that I even went out of my way to get the visual novel for my PS4, which only plays in Japanese. Now, if you've been around this channel for quite some time, you should know that I do love me some trashy harem, right? And this has it all, because somehow the writer did it, man. He made the perfect harem where you actually liked every individual girl. I don't know how, but he somehow made it happen. But of course, I can't like them all equally. You gotta select one, and that one, for most people, would be Miku. But I'm very rebellious, and I chose the one and only Nino Nakano. However, Miku Nakano, she isn't too far off from being best girl as well, which I'm gonna be honest, the rest of the girls can go into A, but that's a discussion for another day. Megumin from Konosuba. You, sir, have extremely good taste. It's a kawaii anime girl who knows how to explosion. A tier. The pink hair girl from Redo of a Healer. I don't know why you decided to put this absolute abomination in my face. Trash can. Truck-kun. If you ever want to get isekai, Truck-kun will be there for you. A tier. Yui from Oragairu. Now, I'm absolutely gonna get torn for this because I know the waifu war between Yukino and Yui, and I'm gonna say it, Yui is the one that is superior. Oh man, I'm sweating making this tier list. Now, Yukino, she isn't an absolute no-no in my book, but I feel like she was a little less interesting in my personal opinion, and I am absolutely gonna get for that. And do I regret it? Absolutely not. B tier. Misaka Makoto. If you check my Twitter header, that is Misaka Makoto, also known as Biri Biri. And not only is she tsundere, kawaii, and just an overall pug female character, she's also pretty badass. And with an insane combo like that, of course, we gotta put her up into the S. You know, from Naruto. Even though I'd say I'd hit, I'ma be honest, D. Makase Kurisu. I think we can learn to appreciate all Steins Gate female characters. But of course, there is always a number one in this so-called waifu wars. A lot of people will say Mayuri, a lot of people say Makase Kurisu, and guess what? I'm one of those motherfuckers. Hestia, it goes without saying, Hestia is bestia. Like, that's just a given. S. Pico, definitely a staple in meme culture, and I gotta say, that is definitely going up into trash can. Saber, I'm gonna be the one to say it. I think Saber was kind of a boring character. Shit opinion, I know, but I'm just spitting the truth. C tier. Shinobu, and there is not only one Shinobi, there is two Shinobu. We got the Monogatari Shinobu, and we got the Demon Slayer Shinobu. And since I woke up and chose violence just to absolutely troll people and make this the worst waifu tier list you've ever witnessed in your whole entire life, I am here to say I'm gonna put this Shinobu. I don't even know what I'm doing with my life anymore. It's currently 9 a.m. and I have not slept yet, but it's all good. I'm feeling Daijobu. Hori from Horimiya. Now, if this isn't the ideal waifu, I think you're smoking crack. She can cook, she can clean, she could do anything. S. This white-haired girl from Fairy Tail. I vaguely remember what she ever did in the series. I just remember her being there. Honestly, she's a forgettable waifu. We could definitely drop her into D. Origami from Date A Live. As much as I do love Date A Live and its characters, I do gotta say, this is definitely worst girl. D tier. Yami from To Love Ru. On the topic of kuderes, I really don't mess with her too heavily, but her character design is very kawaii. And for that, instead of a D, I'll bump her up into C. C2. A very beloved waifu in the Kogia sphere. She is a very nice looking waifu, I'd say. But the fact that she eats Pizza Hut is an absolute
abomination.
D tier. Rias Grummery. A part of a very well-known trashy harem known as High School DxD. I love that shit. And you, sir, chose Rias Grummery, which I do respect, and I definitely put her up in the good tiers. So, B tier. Akano, on the other hand, is just the better choice. I'm sorry, Team Rias, but it had to be said. A tier. 02, and it seems someone replied to this tweet already knowing what I was gonna say, but not quite, because once upon a time, I did give 02 a D tier, and I'm so very sorry for that, and I really should have put her in this tier. Winry Rockbell, she's my profile picture on my anime list, she's in my favorites, and for some apparent reason, I found her very waifu material. Do I remember why? Absolutely not, because I watched Full Metal Alchemist 5 years ago. But from what I can remember, I cannot go against my will. S tier. Olivia Armstrong. One thing Full Metal Alchemist got right are the waifus as well. Another show where they had all the waifus down to a T and made them all likable. I'm surprised no one put Hawkeye on here, but I suppose we could do that next time if there is ever going to be a next time. But whenever I look at Olivia Armstrong, I just think of Magikarp for some apparent reason. That's the first image that comes to mind. But overall, I give her a solid B. Incest from SAO. Now, you know I have absolutely trash taste by saying this, but I enjoyed SAO for what it was. And why is that? I don't know why. It was probably me being seduced by Asuna. But SAO also had the formula down with its waifus. And this might be the worst take you'll ever hear today, but minusing the incest part, I don't think she was all that bad. In fact, I think she was a superb waifu A tier. This pigtail blonde from 100, I believe. An anime that I have not watched whatsoever, but looking at how standard her design is, I might have to give her as much credit as a hentai character. C tier. Speedwagon. Once upon a time, I gave Speedwagon the S. You know, I gave him the pass, but you guys are asking for too much. Doing this twice in a row, I'm sorry. I'm absolutely trying to make this the worst waifu tier list of all time, so I'll intentionally put him in the trash can. Misato from Evangelion. Now, I'm very picky with my MILFs, but with Evangelion, I think Misato is just the ideal MILF, and possibly the greatest MILF that anime has to offer. A tier. Aqua from Konosuba. She is so goddamn useless. A tier. Nami from One Piece. In the debate between Nami and Nico Robin, Nami definitely takes the cake. And you, sir, have extremely good taste. A tier. Nico Robin, she definitely isn't a waifu I would trash. In fact, I think she's solid, but just not up to Nami's standards. B tier. Midnight from My Hero Academia. Definitely one of the more spicier womans in My Hero. And I do gotta say, B tier worthy. Toru from Kobayashi Dragon Maid. B. Yuli from Absolute Duo. This anime was one of the first ever anime I've ever watched in my entire life, and honestly, I don't think it was anything too crazy. I'm not sure if it's the nostalgia hitting me right now, but I think she was kind of cool as a character, but nothing really too crazy. I'd say she's a good C tier. Kaguya from Kaguya-sama. If there was a show that I could say had all top tier waifus, Kaguya-sama is the show, because somehow they came up with the formula to make all of them very much likable. Kaguya is definitely an S. Chika, she had her own ending song, which became a meme, which also became an absolute banger as well. And with that said, Chika goes up into S as well. I would also put Ai Hayasaka into S tier as well, but you know what? No one chose her. No one recommended her or anything, but you guys got 2 down. I respect that. Labris from Persona 4. I think this is a video game character, and I absolutely know nothing about her, but I do gotta say, her character design kind of slaps. C tier. Yuria from the Grisaya series. Honestly, I do kind of respect this pick. Not something I'd expect. I'm honestly more of an Asako fan, but Yuria, you know what? I definitely give her a nice B. Sasha from Attack on Titan. She sure loves her potatoes, and I do think she was a very solid character overall. She's pretty sick with the bow and arrow, and I respect that. B tier. Violet Evergarden from Violet Evergarden. I'm definitely gonna get a lot of shit for this, but I do think Violet was a bit of a boring character. That is definitely taste if I've ever seen it, but yeah, I'm gonna put her into C tier. Rumi from My Hero Academia. I don't think I ever got that far in My Hero to ever actually know who she really was, but I think I've seen some very lewd fan art on my Twitter feed, and that's all I pretty much know about her. So for now, I suppose she sits in C. Hana from Prison School. Prison School is honestly one of my favorite anime, more so for the comedic aspects than the waifus, and I honestly don't remember Hana being anything waifu material at all. And with that said, I might have to put into C. Tsuruga Kambaru from the Monogatari series. I personally believe that she was worst girl in it. D tier. Hollow from Spice and Wolf. A very good pick pick indeed. And not sure if liking wolf girls makes me a furry, but she has converted me just a little bit. B tier. Haku. I'm sure this man got us all in the first half, and I do gotta say that is definitely A tier. Erina from Food Wars. She knows how to cook, but I honestly felt like she was a very standard waifu. C. Oriana Thompson. As a fan of the Toaru series, this is definitely an underdog in terms of waifus. And I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely forgot who she was, and I had to go really far deep into Google just to find her. D tier. Raphatalia. I woke up and chose violence. C tier. Ochako Uraraka. Definitely a very solid one and a very good pick. I respect it. B tier. Rui from Domestic Girlfriend. Much respect for not choosing Team Hina, and for that, I will shake your hand and put her into B tier. Chisa from Grand Blue. B. Chitanda from Hyoka. Now, this is a very beloved waifu amongst many, but getting a little bit disrespectful, I might have to put into C. Rika from Chunibyo. I'm that 1% who thinks Dekamori is best girl in Chunibyo, but I suppose I'll drag Rika into B. And then now we got Rika's sister, which if this is your top waifu, I'm so very sorry, but I'm dragging her into D. Power from Chainsaw Man. I have never once dabbled into the Chainsaw Man manga. However, I have seen the trailer, and off the 2 seconds I've seen from her in the trailer, I definitely have to give her a B. Yui. Heian is honestly a masterpiece in terms of making kawaii anime girls. Yui gets a respectable B. Azusa. I respect her character a little more. A tier. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of getting exhausted here. I've been talking about 2D females for the past 2 hours, and I just want to get this over with now. I'm dying, man. I'm fucking dying. And so now for the remaining waifus I have here, I am gonna do a speed round. I can't even speak. And I'm pretty much gonna get through all these waifus rapid fire. Arrow from Fire Force. I have not caught up with the anime until further notice. D tier. Hibana from Fire Force. C tier. Wiz from Konosuba. D tier. Rangiku from Bleach. C tier. Noelle. B tier. Iori from Noragami. B tier. Pro Girl from Black Clover. B tier. Alberto from Overlord. Definitely pretty up there. B tier. Crazy girl from ReZero. She could chop my dick off any day. B tier. Haruhi from Haruhi Suzumiya. B tier. The other girl in Haruhi Suzumiya. I'm not gonna lie, she was pretty much just in the background of the whole entire show. D tier. Esdeath. C tier. Revi. She's definitely a very mad lad, as many of the mates would call it. B tier. This one girl, I forgot her name, from Chunibyo. C tier. Komi from Komi Can't Communicate. I heard really good things about this manga. I think it got like an anime announcement, and I'll take everyone's word for it and put her into B. That one bad bitch from One Punch Man. C tier. The legal lolly from One Punch Man. C tier. The priest from Goblin Slayer. Doo-doo tier. This one girl from a fairy tale, I want to say ripoff, but hey, I don't know what to call it. D tier. Maki from Fire Force. A respectable B. I have never watched Katana God 3, but I'm gonna be a nice guy and put her into C. Tenten. We can slap her in B. Kurumi. We all know I love Date Alive. Best girl goes to Kurumi. A tier. That one girl from Magi. From the one episode I have watched, she definitely has potential of being pretty high tier, but for the time being, B. The girl that gets horny from card games. I'm gonna put her into D tier. Urza. I'm honestly more so a Lucy fanboy, but for the sake of this video, we're gonna put Urza in B. Ryuko from Kill la Kill. A respectable B. Mako. The coconut head of anime. C for coconut. Rukia. B tier. Yoruichi. B tier. This one girl from Love Live. I forgot her name. I'm so very sorry. And as much as I do love Love Live, I definitely think this girl is not that high of a tier compared to the others. I'm sorry. C tier. The Trap from Orugairu. C tier. I have never watched Psyche in my life, and one day I will, but for the time being, I suppose our girl could sit in C. A fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card, man. I don't even know where to start with this one. Trash can. Rory from Gates. She wasn't anything all that special to me. I'm very sorry. C tier. Shinoa Hiragi. I actually remember liking her character a lot. I don't remember why exactly, but she was just a great character. A tier. Minori from Toradora. As much as I hate to say this, she was possibly worst girl. D tier. This one girl from Haikyuu. I have never watched Haikyuu, but she looks insanely generic to me. D tier. Nao from Charlotte. B tier. Oda Nobunaga from Fate. I think it's a phone game waifu. I'm sorry to say. D tier. Levi from Trinity 7. I respect it. B tier. Nayuta from A Sister's All You Need. She is also very much a very nice pick of a waifu. I respect it. B. Sayako from High School of the Dead. Yep, another B for the count. Alright, for our next character, we have a character from Persona. I've never played Persona. Since I have no knowledge, I suppose she could sit in C for the time being. Next, we have a girl with glasses. I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen this anime, but she looks kind of boring to me. D tier. The Trap from Vinland Saga. C tier. Elma from Dragon Maid. B tier. Next, we got Tsukio from Gintama, which honestly, Gintama girls, I gotta give them props. And they're all, I think, pretty solid waifu companions. B tier. And last but not least, we got to end off with a Naruto character because I'm a Naruto channel. Tsunade. I mean, she's like a C+ tier, but I suppose I'm gonna be nice. For the final one, B tier. And there we have it. The waifu tier list of SomeMoeGaming. I'm so exhausted right now, dude. I've been sitting here for 2.5 hours sorting out waifus, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna readjust some things, man. Like this character, no, you're not, you're D tier. Yuli, now thinking about it, I think she was a bit of a D tier character. I mean, she was cool. She knows how to use swords, but we don't really care. But yeah, I think this is my final list. I think I definitely pissed off a lot of people, and at the same time, got the praise of many people. But needless to say, I absolutely feel disgusting. My stomach actually kind of hurts right now. Yeah, with that said, I'm gonna head out. Oh yeah, and don't forget to drop a like, subscribe. I'm a YouTuber, and I have to say that at the end of every video, so yeah.